if I don't misclick things. That should work. Where is it? Bye. There we go. Easy kill here, guys. Sup, guys, it's Kosh, and today we are taking a look at the rogue early gameplay in Diablo 4. So yeah, I started a rogue in Diablo 4. I've got to level 23 so far, not that far, and I want to share my experience with the different builds that I'm using. I started as a ranged one, and honestly, it's a bit better than Necromancer with the minions because bosses are way easier and you are at the range, but the damage is a bit lacking. And yeah, guys, this video won't be a guide in any way. It's like more of a impressions and guidelines for the class, so you will know what to expect when you are deciding which class to play and which build to go for. Overall, the ranged class have its own bonuses. We have this skill that push the enemies away so they won't get close to you. You got the penetrating skill that go through the enemies, and we got some perks that together make a very pleasurable experience of fighting enemies. So it's not perfect, but it is pretty good and it is pretty fun. You can use some skills that will slow down the enemies. So we got some crowd control, we got some damage over time effects and everything. So depending on what you expect from it, you might like it or not. I'll talk about the build in a second, but overall, I kinda like it. It could get better, specifically with the proper gear, so it's pretty cool. So as for the skills for the ranged build, I use specialization combo points. This one seems to be the best one. 3 shots, then 1 special shot works really well. Inner sight, probably good for piercing stuff if you go for it. And as for abilities, let's go for the full screen. There we go. I started here with a forceful arrow that went all the way to forceful arrow with the knockback effect, so we can take enemies away from us. Then we went with the barrage because it's a pretty cool skill that actually gives really good AoE and really good close range combat, although it's very good when you get penetrating shot as well. I've got it using the item before. It's really good to take enemies far away, like if you get some ranged guy to get a hit, this shot will help you with that, so you would like to use both of those, I think. Both forceful arrow and barrage are trying to do the... Both forceful arrows and barrage are doing the vulnerability on the enemies every third cast, and that means that this bonus that gives 100% extra damage to the vulnerable enemies works really well. So the barrage does even more damage when they hit vulnerable enemies, and we got a lot of options how to do them vulnerable. Then at agility skills, I went for caltrops so I can have some range from the enemies. Other skills here are for the melee build. I'm trying not to be close to the enemies most of the time, so it's not really necessary for me. I went with caltrops with additional damage and additional critical strike against the enemies in the caltrops because we're trying to do as much critical as possible. And we've got some points here in the concussive, and well, that's about it because we don't really have days right now available. I might wanna give up the caltrops, to be honest, because I don't use them that often, and spend more points here in the concussive or maybe weapon mastery for extra bonuses, because I really don't use this skill and it will be replaced by ultimate later. Now for the subterfuge, I went for Dark Shroud with the critical strike chance bonus, which is pretty nice. So when we got 4 or more active shadows, they will give us good critical strike bonus. As for the traps, I haven't really tried those that much, but I think Poison Trap will do really well because we got this poison damage bonuses over here, so it might be one of the options. And I've got Exploit here just to do more damage to the healthy and injured enemies, and some allies to do extra damage to the vulnerable enemies. Over here in the imbuement, I went for the poison myself, but we got everything because we got items. Poison works really well against single target. I'm trying to do the single target kind of build that's viable against the bosses, because otherwise I felt it as a necromancer that bosses were hard, so now it will be easier. Yeah, so poison here all the way to poison imbued skills have 30% chance to apply double the amount of poisoning damage over time, which will do more DPS to the enemies. And here some deadly venom and some alchemical advantage, so we will get more attack speed. Although I don't like it that much, I might get rid of it completely. Another good option going for the shadow imbuement and going for blended shadow imbuement that will make them vulnerable as well, so that will also help us to get more damage from other skills and everything. And here for the ultimate I will go either for Shadow Clone or Rain of Arrows. Both of those will be good enough, so that's what we have right now available. And as you have seen, it's pretty good in action. Like, the enemies can't get close, the bosses are pretty easy. Let's go fight someone to fight. So the battle goes like this: you see the enemy, you give yourself shadows, you give yourself poison imbuement, you do 3 shots, then you go with like some skill attack that will put a lot of damage into them, because each of those combo points will improve the damage of each of your skills. Let me take those guys out so I can show you. Yeah, as you can see, the enemies, they can't really get close. We can get health shops as well to keep them at bay. And it works pretty well, to be honest. So I'm staying at the safe range from the enemy, and that actually makes me feel comfortable. But honestly, I think the best rogue build will be the melee build. Ultimates... like, I tried Rain of Arrow right now. It is a really good AoE skill, but I don't think it will be viable against the single target boss. But if you want to clear the groups of enemies, like, it's very nice. Another example of ultimate, the room full of the Wolverines. And, well, they are almost gone, so... I would say... we have really good AoE capabilities here. Keep in mind that for Rogue, your ranged skills will scale with your ranged weapon, like the bow for us, and melee weapons will affect the melee skills. So for example, Forceful Arrow now does up to 78 damage. With the new bow, it will be doing up to 94 damage, so that will make our journey so much easier. There we go, we got the boss here, so let's see how we'll perform against the boss. And how, well, how this build is supposed to be used against the boss. So basically we run away a bit, use the skill, run away, do 3 shots, heal if we need to, and use the attack, and then we got 1/4 of their health down. And then once again, same stuff, 1, 2, 3, skill, poison maybe, 1, 2, 3. Let's use an ultimate this time, I haven't tried it against the boss. Yeah, as I thought, it's not really efficient against the boss. So if you want to fight the boss, you'd better go with the Shadow Clone. As you can see, the boss health is dropping really fast, because our build is basically suited against single target damage and some survivability here. If I don't misclick things, that should work. There we go. Yeah, some survivability and some single target damage here, so they don't really stand a chance against us. Specifically, we'll be using the skills in time and potions as well, so pretty easy. Where is it? Bite. There we go. Easy kill here, guys. And now, guys, I would like to try the melee build as well. The reset is... it's not that expensive, 2.6k. That can be earned pretty fast, so it's not a major issue to do the reset from time to time. So let's try to get a melee build here. I will follow a guide to make it the most efficient to see how good it is. So guys, we'll start with a puncture here, going all the way to fundamental puncture, so we will get some ranged capabilities here as well. Then we will go to twisting blades, and here we want to go for... we want to get advanced twisting blades for lower cooldown. Then we'll move on to the dash. Here we'll get enhanced dash for extra critical damage. We won't go for extra stuff right now, we'll leave it like that, that will be the base. And then the shadow step as well. For the shadow step, we will go with the stun. Here in the subterfuge, we're not taking anything, we are going for exploit here, so we'll be getting those bonuses. There we go. And here for the imbuement, we're going for shadow this time, so we're getting this blended shadow imbuement, and we want to get consuming shadow because that will give us a lot of energy. We get access to ultimates, and for the ultimate we're going for shadow clone and additional shadow clone, and like going up here. So we got all the points set up right now. Let's go and test it out. Why not? So here is our main attack, here is our secondary attack and dash ability. The problem with this build that you gotta be fast so you won't die, because the chance of, like, take a look at that, my health got low really fast. So you want to be able to use your skills at proper time. So we go with this build and going in with the chain kills. As you can see, the enemies are dying pretty fast. Alright. So your goal will be taking out enemies that are locked by... that are influenced by your shadow, basically. So they will get an explosion and do the chain kill, and basically you'll get more AoE. Should use your movement skills in order to avoid the damage, like I'm trying right now. So we got several of those skills available. Alright. And it works pretty well, actually. The damage output is pretty fun, but it's more high-risk build than the melee build. So as you can see, with this build you can decimate the groups of enemies pretty fast, and if you can decimate them, well, they will die over time anyway. So yeah, the AoE capabilities of exploding dead bodies is really good. Moreover, you can add your movement skills here to do extra damage and, like, yeah, try to avoid damage. So we got the same quest here where we gotta protect the guys. I'm playing with the melee build for maybe 30 minutes, and it is pretty fun. It's a bit different in sense, like, well, you gotta run around and move yourself, so that's a bit annoying, but overall I wouldn't say it's bad, although I died 2 times already because I'm melee, so something might happen really fast, and that might end us pretty fast as well, so, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's try to take out the big guy now and see how it will... Oh, wow, that's a big explosion because I leveled up. Oh my god, only one survivor remains. Now I've got the clone working, so should be okay if I will not die. Alright, I think it worked, not bad. Let's see how it will perform here on this event, where we gotta take out a lot of enemies pretty fast. So we need to collect souls, and well, for that we need to take the enemies out. Where are they? There we go, we got some strong snake here. It seems it's working pretty well, to be honest.
I'm not ready yet.
Moreover, with the movement speed, like, it will help us in this quest, because we'll be able to move faster and collect more things. Did we collect everything already? Yeah, we did. Nice! Well, I would say that melee build is a bit more capable, at least in the normal gameplay. I'm not sure about the bosses, but it seems to be very good in terms of, like, progression, mobility, specifically because you move around quite a lot with this one. With the ranged build, you don't really move around that much, so yeah. Yeah, that's the good example of how this build can destroy everything. Multiple enemies being blown up by this very efficiently, so yeah, I think it's better than the ranged one I used before, but I kinda like the ranged one as well because it allowed me to play it safer. So yeah, guys, after playing the rogue for about a day or two, I can tell you that this class is actually pretty versatile. You can play it as you want. You can play melee, you can play ranged. It is really good. I like that you got 2 types of weapons. It might be confusing at first, but it's pretty cool. I really would like to find a mix of melee and ranged build, but honestly, all the builds I found online are ranged, and I will give you builds on this class and other classes as well a bit later when I'll get to 50, so I will learn the game better. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and let me know in the comments what do you think about your rogue, how do you like it. I played Necromancer before on the weekend. It feels that rogue is better. I played Necro with the summons, rogue with ranged, and melee as well are better and more powerful than the Necro in my opinion. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that what you usually do on the videos. And yeah, that's about it for now. Stand Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.